Another thing I want to say is, what cell is this girl being held in? Because this girl is looking fresher. She's looking fresher than even before. And whatever that place is, a lot of the children, a lot of children on the streets of Nigeria or Lagos where this happened, it would be nice if we can send them there for just a small summer holidays to just go freshen up before they come out. Because I think it looks like this girl is being treated like a celebrity. Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new to my channel, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Summer. So in today's video I decided to discuss what I can call the potholes in Chidinma's latest story or interview or whatever you want to call it. The things I'm saying are the things that are obvious to me, things that don't add up to me, things that don't make sense, or what my opinion is about it, or what I think about this or that or whatever was said. So I'm going to go through her latest video. The first thing I actually want to say is that, just ignore that music they were playing in the background.
So he gave me one, and that was what I sold to get the money.
That is psychology, right? That is what I see when I watch that. They are playing this music as if you don't know, you will not even realize that this is someone that is a suspect. They're playing this lullaby music in the background and soulful and stuff like that, as if it's a music trying to put a child to sleep. If you're not careful, that music can bring that start feeling sorry for someone that is a suspect. Okay, that's what I'm saying. That is, for me, that can have a psychological effect on the viewers.
I don't have 10 million in my bank account, so I have like 400 or 500 accounts. Michael gave me his laptop. He had 2 laptops, so I told him that I wanted laptop, so he gave me one, and that was what I sold to get the money. So it's a Mac Pro.
Wouldn't it make more sense if she just asked him for money rather than asking for laptop to sell? I'm just saying that doesn't add up. The same time she was saying that he was giving her enough money for her to quit her ushering job.
I wasn't doing ushering when I was with him anymore. I was getting more from him than doing the ushering, so there was no need ushering.
So if a man was giving you that much money from what she's explaining, why would you need to lie to him to take his laptop to go sell it? She might as well ask for money instead of asking for his laptop.
The apartment where it was said it was leaking, so then they said I should book. They said it was free and I too was free, so like less fancy. Okay, you heard where she said that he asked her to rent somewhere because where he was staying was leaking. So where this guy was staying was leaking. Remember that this guy was living in Banana Island, okay? And for those that know places like that, poor people don't live around there. If we're hearing her right, his house was leaking, and instead of fix it, he left it unfixed and went to go meet you and told you to go rent a place. Okay, if his house was leaking, was it the whole house that was leaking? Every room in that house was leaking, that the house was so inhabitable that he told you to go rent a place. He's ready to cough out the money to pay for a place for you to rent on the island, and he would not fix his leaking roof. Why wouldn't he actually, if he was that poor, why wouldn't he actually use the money that he was giving you to go rent this place to fix his roof, and then you can come to his house? I'm just saying these are the things that do not add up about this girl's story. Something else I have to remind us is that this girl was said, because when they were trying to find her, they found out that she rented this accommodation with a foreign number. This girl lives in Nigeria, but she had a disguise of a foreign number to rent this place. Okay, and then after the whole thing happened, they couldn't trace her because that number could not be traced. This comes across as someone that planned. Someone that everything that happened that day was planned. It appears as someone that didn't want to be traceable after it's done. Because this is when we're talking about something being premeditated. It was not a spur of the moment thing. Oh, there was an argument like what she was saying before that. No, it sounds like something that was planned. And she didn't want to be traceable after it's done. Let's bear that in mind. When he came, then we went to get food. We went out to eat and also get drinks. We're just indoor, watching movie, drinking, smoking. He woke up before me, but I was still feeling sleepy and dizzy because of the smoke, drink, and the drug. So he asked what I need. So I was like, we need to buy food and drug. because the drug that we brought already finished.
She said they went out and they had food, they had drinks, and they had drugs. They fell asleep and he woke her up. She was still very dizzy. And then he sent her to go buy more food and drinks and drugs. So these are people that went out to eat, drink, and drug. They came back already drugged up, already full of food, full of drinks, and full of drugs in their system. And then he sent her to go buy food, drinks. What happened to the ones they already had before they came in? Who will be dizzy with drinks and drugs and then will be going out to go buy more? Don't forget that originally the story was that there was a delivery man that came to deliver the drugs to them.
The drugs were already requested, so I went to collect it outside. He sent me money already to order for the drug, but the drug didn't arrive on that Monday, so it arrived on Tuesday. We also smoked and drank.
Now it has changed that she was the one to go buy these things. So what happened to the story of the delivery man? That even the security at the place said only a delivery man came to deliver stuff to them. So now she's now saying she's the one that went to buy it. She said she came back and found him already deleted, right? Let me tell you guys, the most natural reaction of anybody that walked into what she's describing she walked into, the most natural reaction of people, 99% of people, will be fear. That the initial thing will be to scream out of fear. That is the most natural reaction, to scream out of fear. Not planned, because it's such a natural impulse, because it's something of shock. She did not scream. Oh. She saw somebody deleted. She said she saw blood. And yes, she walked in. Another thing, if anybody walked into a scene, that the kind of scene she's describing, there's that natural fear of what the hell just happened. But at the same time, whoever did this to him, is he still here? I could be next. Are you getting me? Another natural thing would be to run away, because that fear of what happened to him, who did it, whoever did it to him, is this person still here? They could do it to me too. The natural reaction would have been to run away screaming. If you didn't even scream, run away for your own safety. She felt safe to walk into a place like, please, let's use our thinking faculties, right? She was comfortable enough to walk into the place. And then something else I want us to note. In the previous interview, she mentioned that, when we were fighting, we were struggling with the knife. That was when I got caught on my hand. That was where she said she got caught on her hand.
And then when you dragged the knife from me, you managed to slide in my hand.
Now the cut is no longer in the story. We're no longer talking about the fact that she had a cut on her hand, right? So the cut she had on her hand, how did she get it? She came, found the amount deleted, and how did the cut happen on her hand? And then she said her clothes were stained.
Before I was leaving, he stood up to lock the door. But when I got in, I was knocking. As there was no answer, I opened the door, was already open. Then I saw him on the floor. I didn't know what to do. I took my things with his thing and left. I was packing my things to leave. Then I noticed that my clothes were stained, so I changed it to another.
You walked into a scene, boom, the blood jumped from the floor, boom, and stained her. How did she get stained? Those are some of the questions. And then, like I said, it is such a terrible scene to walk into. Do you know that most people can't, most people who, especially if you don't work in healthcare or your job does not involve seeing dead people, most people cannot stand by a dead person. Not everybody can do that. But she walked in, she saw it, and she was comfortable enough. She changed her clothes. There was no, if you listen to her, there was no sign of urgency, like someone that was afraid, someone that was terrified. And then, at the same time, she had the presence of mind to still take his ID card. She took his bank documents, according to her, and she took his phone. This is someone that walked into a terrible crime scene.
The floor where he was blood. I didn't know what to do. I took my things with his thing and left. I just left. I was packing my things to leave. Then I noticed that my clothes was stained, so I changed it to another. I took the bag that contained his ID and documents, bank statements. The stuff it was with was on the TV set. That's where the stuff I took was on the TV set. So I just packed them and just put them into the nylon and left. I took his phone on the following week. I was home, then I went out to withdraw some money from the ATM that I was with.
A scene where a man has been deleted and she still took his ID. She was still that comfortable, not afraid, so relaxed that she was able to still take his ID. She was not in enough shock to run away, but she was comfortable enough to take his ID, take his bank statement or bank documents, and she took his phone. And even his friend narrated that they were still getting replies, text message replies from his phone.
I now got to VGC. I now met Gambo and the partner Raman. I said, show me the messages. So they showed me. And I said, because one, he's not a message person. He's a talking person. English they use here. You see, if I won't use this kind of English to reply, something is wrong. I don't think this is Usifu.
This is somebody that walked into a scene that she was not involved in. She doesn't know who did it. But his phone was still being replied. She was the one with his phone. She already said that she was with his phone. She said she took his phone. So she must have been the one replying. I'm a nurse, right? I'm used to seeing dead people. But I can tell you that most people are not used to it. But looking at this, you can tell that there was no fear in this girl. She was comfortable in that room to continue to spend even time in that room. One, she was not scared, right, of what the hell happened here. She was not scared of the sight of a person that is gone. And she was not scared that whoever did this may still be in this room and may do it to me. You know why? And my thinking is this, that the reason she was not afraid that whoever did this to him will do it to me is because she did it. And she had nothing to be afraid of because she knows she's the only one in that room. This is my thinking. Okay, don't forget that this is my thinking, my conclusion that I draw from whatever she's saying or whatever evidence that has been presented.
I took the bag that contained his ID and documents, bank statements.
She took his bag that contained his bank statement and other things. I personally think that was when she also took his laptop. Not that he gave her the laptop. I personally believe the first story she shared about cutting her hand because, research has found that most people that, knife somebody several times will end up cutting their hands. You know why? Because the more they go, the more the knife gets stained with blood, and the more it gets stained with blood is very sleepy. Their hands end up sliding on the knife, and that's when they cut themselves. And then she said she knifed him 3 times. Police said this guy was knifed several times. That would make me doubt her story of doing it only 3 times, because 3 times may not be enough for her to have cut herself. You can even hear when the attacker's friend was saying, oh, there's no way she did it, that because he was knifed several times.
Possible, because I saw the lady and I saw my cousin. I said, this is not possible. Apart from the fact that he was tied, there were multiple stabs on his body. That is correct. Multiple. So that story of 2 stabs and neck is not true. He was stabbed in other places.
The evidence from, if you think of the fact that she knifed herself, and research or evidence that from a lot of stories like that have found that these people end up knifing themselves, makes it that she is the one that did it. It's someone that allegedly that's claiming that she walked into this, right? And then, like I said, she didn't only take all those things, she also went ahead the day after to be withdrawing from his account. Those are not the actions of someone that just walked in and saw something and was in shock or was surprised. Those are not the actions of such a person. Another thing you have to realize, anybody that even, okay, I was scared, I saw it, I was scared, such a person would have ran home to tell somebody, look at what I just found, I can't believe it. She went home and moved on like nothing ever happened. And she said she decided to take the blame because they told her that, nobody else came into the room.
I didn't involve anybody. I don't know who must have come into the apartment. Definitely somebody did that, but I don't know who that person is. I don't know what happened when I left to buy the food. I don't know. Because of the thing I did after not alerting police and then also withdrawing money, I feel guilty for what happened. I did not kill him. Knowing for whether I did not kill him, but my doings, taking his money and not reporting the police, I believe that somebody knew where we were and then waited till I left before they could enter. The pressure and people, when I was confronting the security guy, and it was like, no, nobody entered into the apartment, that it was just me that entered into the apartment. And knowing full well what I did, withdrawing his money, I just took the blame on myself that since no one believes, let me just take it.
Let me tell you, you see, a child, even a new child born today that stole meat from the pot will deny it until Jesus comes back, typically. Then when a child did not do it, they will even deny more if they are not guilty of the thing. How easy is it for somebody to just, yes, I'm the one. She said she decided to take the blame so that, because they told her. No, how does that? To take a blame, not for stolen goods, or no, take a blame for deleting someone. There's something one of his friends said, oh, the way his hands were tied, there's no way she did it. You know, that they tied it, it went deep in his skin, that even if he was drugged or whatever, there's no way that girl could have done it.
My cousin's hands were tied so badly that the rope entered his skin. That binding could not have been done by that lady alone. Not possible. Even if he was drugged, it is not possible, because I saw the lady and I saw my cousin. I said, this is not possible. In Yaba mortuary, the attendants were so dramatic that they told us clearly, the stabbing here was so bad that it's a hole. The guy stuck his 2 fingers into my cousin's body in my presence. I am serious.
I believe his friend was very incorrect in saying that if someone was drugged and they are not able to fight back, something else I will prove if this guy ever fought back would be, does he have injuries? There are some things called defensive injuries, that if somebody is coming to somebody with a knife or whatever, or any kind of, people always put their hands to defend themselves, or sometimes their feet, if they're already on the ground, put their feet up to kick, or their hands. So he may, if he does not have any injuries at all, that's a proof that he must have been unable to defend himself in any way, in any shape, in any form. He must have been really drugged, that he was not aware that this thing was happening. So it's possible he was drugged and everything happened while he was drugged. But his friend said, oh, even if he was drugged, there's no way this guy could have done it. Now, come on. Like, even a child can tie someone that is drugged. Someone that is drugged, completely out of it, okay, completely out, can't be tied by anybody. And looking at that girl, she's not a baby, she's 21-year-old. She's not a baby, she's a woman. I think, people are underestimating that she is a woman. Let me tell you, apart from somebody being really overweight, really fat, most of us don't have enough fat in our hands, okay? Most of us don't have. This is it, okay? Look at that, okay? Most of us don't have. So if somebody tied here, how deep into the skin can you go? Like, if you tie here, how deep into the skin can you go? There's nothing much to go. But what I suspect is this. Attacker was not found until a few days later. If his hands were tied, the natural thing that happens is that place that was tied, blood cannot go there. Okay? So, if you wear something tight, on your hand for whatever, after a few hours, you will see that the surrounding, like here and here, will be swollen. That place that was tied will be down. Okay, this guy was found after a few days, and after a few days the body would have started to kind of rise from swelling to decay. That particular place that was cut off will stay flat, and the swelling around the area will be raised. And I think I think it's possible that what was seen was that place that was tied stayed deep and the surrounding were swollen. That is why his friend is saying it's so deep it went into his skin. You understand? Because of the decomposition. This is what I sense from what he's saying, it doesn't change the fact that she is capable of tying him that much. She's not a baby. And then his friend said that the hole in his body was so big they could put 2 fingers or whatever. If a body is decomposing, that is very possible. So at the end of the day, it's sad that this thing that looks like straightforward story, that looks like a straightforward case, I won't be surprised if they just dabaru this whole story and dabaru, how do I say it? Dabaru, spoil it, spoil the story or the case where it just gets ruined. Because so far it doesn't look like it's being handled properly. Another thing I want to say is, what cell is this girl being held in? Because this girl is looking fresher. She's looking fresher than even before. And whatever that place is, a lot of the children, a lot of children on the streets of Nigeria or Lagos where this happened, it would be nice if we can send them there for just a small summer holidays to just go freshen up before they come out. Because I think it looks like this girl is being treated like a celebrity. And this change of her story, I won't be surprised if somebody on the inside, I won't be surprised if this girl has a lot of sympathizers. Because you hear stories like, oh, na fine girl. And I'm like, so what? The tagger that she allegedly deleted, was he ugly? Have you not seen her tagger? That guy was a 50-year-old that would have passed for a 30-year-old. The guy is good looking. There's another thing somebody said and said, Soma, the way you always speak against men. I thought, I'm surprised you're actually speaking against a woman this time. I used to think you hate men, so I never knew you can speak against a woman or whatever like this. So the story trending about a man that is unfaithful, and I speak about the unfaithfulness. I'm not speaking against the man. I'm speaking against his unfaithfulness. It doesn't mean I dislike the man. I dislike unfaithfulness. People need to be able to separate these things. And now, this girl allegedly killed someone. I dislike what she allegedly did. Let me tell you, the thing about speaking the truth, as you know it, is that it doesn't matter who is involved. You speak the truth regardless. Another thing I actually want to say, I've seen women said, fair enough, that's their opinion on how they feel about it. Some women have said, if it's my husband that did such a thing, I will not even mourn him. Fair enough, that's how they feel about it. But at the same time, what if it's not your husband? What if it was your son? Will you mourn him? His mother is mourning him. So anyways, like I said, the potholes in this current or the recent story, because some people are leaving comments, what do you think about this recent story? This is how I feel about it. I feel like some people are beginning to guide her on what they think would help her case. And let me tell you something else. You see, a lot of us look and we see a crime suspect. Because that's what it is, because she has not been proven. That's the legal way to do it until she goes to court and proven. But we're looking at all the evidence and the story, and we are seeing a crime suspect. But from some of the comments I'm seeing, I can tell you there are a lot of men that when they look at her, all they see is a tomato juice. Oh, she's so fresh. You see comments like that, and I won't be surprised that if she has sympathizers, even on the inside, wherever she is, I won't be surprised. But we speak about equality. Let's stand by what is right all the time, regardless of who is involved. If we believe in fighting against inequalities, we believe that we're all equal. If what she allegedly did was allegedly done by a man, would there be all this soft peddling? Will there be any soft peddling? We're still talking about the boy in, was he Jos or one of those, Bayelsa or whatever, Calabar boy. We're talking about Iniedu. You don't hear people saying, oh, look at him. No, you don't see that. You don't hear that. But because it's a girl and she's tomato juice, so people are like, oh, look, how the girl fine, no? Yeah, and all this. No, if we want equality, equality is in everything. Anyways, like I said, I just wanted to come here and share what I think about this current interview that she granted to show you guys how there's so much potholes, so many potholes, in her story. So don't be carried away by all this. Stay focused on facts, the evidence available that you are aware of, and what is presented. I'm still holding on to the fact that I'm holding on to my belief that she did it alone. Although there's a report that there was a guy that is an expert at computers that they said she consulted. I read it somewhere, trying to find it. She consulted, to help in getting the money out of his account. That I can believe, maybe she did that. But what happened in that room, I am so convinced that she did everything by herself. Anyways, that's how I feel about her recent interview. As always, this is only my opinion, and you are free to leave your opinions in the comment section below. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching. Until the next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye.